Um, Hello. Mm, I think most of the writings reveal the life experience of the writers. Could you tell us about the relationship between your poetry and your life experience?
Because all you have really is yourself and your own personal experiences starting out. So when I was a little older than you, when I was in my 20s, all I had really to go on was my own personal experience. But I find that the older I get, the more my poetry expands to contain bigger themes like nationhood, Filipino issues when they go abroad. So yeah, it's very small in the beginning, but you find that the longer you write, the more your world really expands. So I think that you really can't divorce yourself from your work. It will be autobiographical. So what else do we have? We're writers. What else do we have except ourselves?
A lot of writers in their own reading is overworked into the public audience, and just like you do just now. So do you think the performance is important to you, or what can you learn from the audience or the feedbacks?
That's such an interesting question. Because when I was younger, I think every writer must begin with this guy. In other words, you must go away from the world and look at yourself and your work. As you grow older, you learn to speak to others, you learn to be more of a public person. I certainly learned to be a public person, not just in writing, but also in a regular life. You have to pay the bills. You have to work. But I think now the writing must fall in the space between yourself and the world. And that's why it's important for us to go out in the world. What's interesting, and this is not a joke, I'm not fooling you. Whenever we do these things, we teach, we talk to other people, we learn a lot.
Definitely.
We learn a lot from this. And that certainly goes back into the writing. So it's absolutely necessary. I believe that that's the second movement. The first movement is about the self. The second movement is learning to negotiate the world. The third movement is when your work finally comes out into the world. And it's your work that speaks to the world, whether or not you're there. Whether you passed away, you're not dead, or you're no longer there, but you're not there to speak to the world. It's the book that somebody's reading. And that's the ultimate dream of a writer. I think it's a journey as well.
As you know, so many Philippines people in Macau and in Hong Kong.
Oh, yeah.
These Philippines people, what do you think what's the differences between Philippine people and Macau?
That's so interesting because the overseas Filipino world, the Filipino diaspora, is a subject that's close to my heart, close to our hearts. Because I personally believe that the Filipino has 2 or 3 stories to tell. The first story probably is the story of our struggle for independence under the Americans and under the Spanish. The second story is the struggle under the Japanese, where we experienced such very huge brutal, such a brutal experience. As a lot of Chinese did as well. And we have to face it. But the third story that we have to tell is the story of our journey into the world. As people who have to deal with the world, people have to work in the world and deal with other people. I'm very close to a lot of, I have relatives who work here. We have relatives who work here. And I believe that as a writer, it's my duty to tell their stories. So that's what we see. Ultimately, what I want to see is for they themselves to be able to tell their stories. Because a lot of them don't have a book. They're not equipped. Because they're not, writing is not their first priority. I feel very lucky to be able to write, to be able to say, I'm going to be a writer, instead of having to work hard for a living. Of course, writing is also very hard.
Many people prefer to put the writers into different categories, such as Chinese writers, American writers, and Filipino writers. And do you think identity means a lot for a writer?
I believe so. I believe that identity is all a writer has.
So the identity of Philippine writer means what to you?
Okay.
Well,
That's going to be read my novel.
yeah, it depends on your time in history, I guess. I mean, the identity of a Filipino is in constant flux depending on what happened to us historically. So I would say that in the beginning, the Filipino writer was very romantic when the Americans just came because he was learning English and really romanticized English. Even the language itself was very romantic. And then we moved on, and now where we belong, I mean, we don't like to pigeonhole ourselves and say we belong to the post-colonial writers of the Philippines, but chronologically, that's where the two of us belong. Post-colonial writing, and what that means is we start questioning what English is. It's the English of our colonizers. It can't be the romantic English that it was when we were newly colonized. Now we doubt our position as Filipinos writing in English, because that's where we belong historically.
But I think what's interesting is that this question of identity
Yeah.
must also sort of affect you. You're writing in Macau, for example,
Yeah.
beside you,
Yeah.
which is a very different sort of makeup from any other place, I imagine, in China or in Hong Kong. So it's, what's interesting is that, okay, I'll tell you a story. I had a conference once in Malaysia. So it was all Asians, Hong Kong, etc., all Asians. So we asked each other sort of blindly, we wrote on these, okay, what is your topic of choice? What is your matter of concern? We basically, everything is identity. You have no choice.
And Filipinos don't really have a cohesive identity. We're colonized so many times and went through so many upheavals, so that you can't really say there's one generic Filipino identity. I think we're a hybrid, all of us. We're pulled in so many different directions, right?
But that said, young people, it's an interesting question to ask yourself.
Yeah.
Where are you going to take this identity? This is also distant. So many things are happening. And I know she thinks the same way. That's how it works.
So,
No, but seriously, we do. I mean, no, I know that you raise. Oh, sorry. No, but I do.
When we were starting out, Sarge was a bit of my mentor because Sarge is very established in the Filipino literary scene. I was just coming out. I was just emerging. So basically, he's like, bring an innocent young girl.
That's the writer's
mentor. And he was very, he got me a lot of things. He made me question a lot of things about the way I was writing. And I feel like he really expanded the way I wrote. When I wrote Proxy Eros, I hadn't met him yet. I had just finished my master's in the States. It's very self-involved, although I used a lot of metaphors. It's still all about me. And I started talking to Sarge. All of a sudden, I started expanding. My mind started expanding. And I thought, there are bigger issues than just myself. So I started writing about Filipino experience, the Filipino diaspora. And he would really tell me, stop talking about yourself. Move on. There are bigger things to talk about. So literally, we show each other drafts. We like, this sucks. Don't write about this. This poem is trite. I don't like your
On the other hand, a big stump for an ending, and she said, why don't you just end it there? I said, what? No, just end it there. Yeah, just end it there. And I don't hesitate to say that my most successful stories, the endings of my most successful stories were thought. But, okay. This is still confidential, but seriously, that's how it happens. It might seem corny, but that's how it happens. Really.
Let me just add that my best poems were written after he saw the first drafts and told me how to revise. That's me.
so it's
And we try not to write at the same time. Like there are periods when I'm just the one writing. You can't have like a same household if both your writers are in a room, with all the blinds shut and just writing. So
The baby cried.
we have a son. Because we have a 5-year-old boy. So we try to write at different times. I write during the night. Everybody's asleep. And he writes for the weekend. He has a day job. I teach, but he runs a small advertising company. But as much as possible, we don't like to write at the same time because the household needs to be run. The kid has to be taken to school and fed and washed and all of that. So we try not to write at the same time. We try to be practical about it.
So it's really mutually supportive and helpful.
For now.
And if
The image changes. One day we're writing love sonnets, and then sorry, no. Love sonnets always.
if Mookie had met you earlier, he won't name the book The Proxy Eros.
Yeah, Eros.
Yes.
Just the Eros.
Yeah, Eros. Okay, interesting. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.